Hello, hello, hello. Hi. So, back with some Phoenix Wright today. Finished coffee talk, got all the achievements, very happy with myself. Yeah, very pleased with that. So, that was a joyous occasion when the last of the achievements unlocked. So, now we're going to get on with a couple of hours of this while I've got some time before I have to go out to work later. So, let's see if we can't get some more of Turnabout Goodbyes done. These chapters are taking me much longer than I anticipated. So we're going in. Okay, this is the problem now because I played Coffee Talk and I left this one. I can't remember what I was doing. Okay, so we've done the records. Oh, I've got to go to the records room. Okay, December 26th, the police department records room. Wow, it's amazingly dusty. Probably 10 years of files and 10 years of dust, I guess. Let's find that DL6 stuff quick. I'm just trying to check that my just 1 second. Yeah, 15 years ago, both me and Edgeworth were 9 years old. We were almost through with 4th grade when he suddenly transferred because of DL6. Nick, I found out where the file is. Ooh, just let me know what you want to know about the DL6 incident. I'll go get the right file. Okay. Give me a summary. First I have to get a handle on the main facts, like a summary. Right. Summary. Found it. Here you go. December 28th, 2001. That's exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow. So in 2 days the case is closed. The incident took place in the elevator of the district courthouse. Oh, interesting. What? Is this the same district courthouse where we're holding the trial now? Looks like it. Interesting. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out. Wow, that was some earthquake. Yeah, too right. At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5 hours. That's a long time to be stuck in an elevator, I've got to be honest. That would be scary like that. In the dark. Yeah. There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator and the survivors were unconscious. The survivors? One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart. That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it? He said that his father was shot before his very eyes. Oh, so Miles Edgeworth was one of the other passengers in the elevator. Okay, let's check on what we've got on the victim. Do you have data on the victim, Edgeworth's father? Yeah, hold on. Victim. Here, found it. I've got my cup of coffee as well, by the way, guys. We're all ready to go now. Gregory Edgeworth, 35, defence attorney. If he was still alive, he'd be 50. He had lost that day's case in court and got in the elevator with his son Miles. Miles Edgeworth, of course. Okay, so he was in the elevator with his father. Okay. From the angle of the bullet and the other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon, a pistol, was found in the elevator. The pistol had been fired 2 times. Where have I heard that before? Sounds just like this current case. What's going on here? Okay. Got any data on the suspect in there? That would be the guy that my mum got arrested. Hold on, this is it. The man arrested as a suspect in DL6 was Yanni Yogi. He was a clerk in the court, apparently. So he must have been the third person in the elevator. Well, then he had to have done it. But he was found innocent thanks to his defence lawyer, Robert Hammond, the victim in our case. Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived, so much so he had brain damage. He lost all memory of being in the elevator. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared. Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder? He may be closer than we think. I guess I know generally what happened in DL6 now. I still don't know what sort of impact the whole thing had on Edgeworth. Nick, are we going to take the whole file? It's too much. We'll never get it out. You're right. How about we just take what we think we'll need? DL6 file record added to the court records. Okay. Right. That's probably all we'll be able to find here. Now all that's left is the trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testifying in court. Okay, to be continued. I should have just done that on the last stream, shouldn't I? Now let's save. Okay, day 3 trial. Oop, I don't need to do that. Okay, December 27th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Yeah. He's not going to say anything, isn't he? Well, very well. Apparently, so the prosecution is also ready. Who's the judge here, anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statements. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Order, order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession. I am the proprietor of the restaurant, The Wet Noodle at Gord Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. I mean, I don't really... Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Oh, because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Is he going to be asleep every single time? Well, I'm not really sure. What do you mean? My, memory. Your Honour, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? He's going to turn out to be the yogi guy. The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating in. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Objection!
No. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict? Nab. Yes, Mr. Wright? No, I'm cross-examining. How dare you? What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Oh, I don't think he's happy with me. Okay, the night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I mean, let's just ask some questions. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
Objection!
I asked him, and he remembered. Isn't that right? Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. You see? Continue. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Right, let's ask him some questions about this. Is there anyone who can verify that? Yeah, I need somebody to verify your whereabouts. Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honour, this Polly is a parrot. Parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
Objection!
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Okay, and then I heard a bang. And where did the bang seem to come from? Wakey, wakey, dude. From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Okay, a boat. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time. Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. By your window? Yeah, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. If I know Von Karma, he's spent time preparing his witness. I'm not going to find contradictions very easy in this testimony. It's tough being a lawyer, it really is. Okay, so it was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, and then I heard a bang. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake, and then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe it. Okay, let's question more. Are you sure? Ugh. Dad? Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by. Witness, are you sure that this person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Oof. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma, he lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. I've got to raise an objection of some sort. Your Honour, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand? Exactly. No. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? I can't just wait and see what happens, can I, surely? Your Honour, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realise this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please? We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. No. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait. Who was that just there? Me. Huh? What? Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Order? What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realised something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murder. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honour, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilt. Mr. Von Karner, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Well, that was tense. Okay, December 27th, 10:28. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. No, I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yeah. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth? Huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's been something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. Flop. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor in the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. Oh dear. I see. Right. Yeah. This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has let someone he hasn't even talked to, testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Okay, it's 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. Oh dear. Poor Larry. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right. Leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. Hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. The night of the murder. That night, I was out on a boat in the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Okay, the night of the murder. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. Let's start pressing him. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for?
Objection.
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely, he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12. Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts. Whoa, everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Well, Nick. It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry, I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Okay. Right, let's have a look at what we've got in the evidence and what it actually says. Set to automatically take a picture when a loud noise is detected, faces the lake. Time of death, sometime on the 25th or 24th, shot from approximately a metre away. Taken automatically at 12:15 a.m. Shows an empty lake. Taken automatically on the 24th at 11:50. How could it show an empty lake if he was out there? An old photograph, DL6 Incident Exhibit A is written on the back. An article about a monster. Overhead map of Gourd Lake. Let's have a look at this. How could it possibly have been empty? Found in the victim's body, the ballistic markings match some murder weapon's barrel. It's been fired 3 times. This is a problem. The murder weapon, 22 caliber, fired 3 times, bears prints from Edgeworth's right hand. Lotta's deposition. I heard 2 sounds like gunshots just after midnight. Metal detector. Polly. The file on D6 and the photograph of the murder scene. Okay. I mean, I've got some stuff that I can... What about if we present... If he was out there an hour...
Objection!
Objection. Your Honour, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. It can't... Oh, no. Don't sound very convinced. Objection overruled. Okay. Okay. So that night I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something. Okay, so... Let's try...
Objection!
this one? Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang, you sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see. I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. Okay. Might have. Excellent news. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? Order, and stop that booming. Mr. Butt. You were listening to the radio with your headphones. Yeah, so what? That's a crime. I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Okay. Let's continue. Your Honour, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right. Leave it to me. I wouldn't if there is any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. Okay. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Okay. That's why I was listening to an all requests show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe the testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honour. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me, DJ. An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot properly. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honour. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. No. Okay, so we need to find out what the DJ said, I guess. We're making a big deal. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. An all request show. Let's find out what the DJ was saying. What did she say?
Objection.
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could be knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honour. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, Fine, very well. Mr. Burks, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Wait, it's almost Christmas.
Hold it!
Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how at all that helped us. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. Okay, so... it's got to be to do with this. So let's try the... Sure, I heard the gunshot. Okay. Just when she said it's almost Christmas Eve. Okay, so what have we got that proves... Okay. This one?
Objection!
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. If you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honour, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when he heard the gunshot. This is a discrepancy between the two firings and the first fire, isn't it? Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realise what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard the gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 25th of the 12th, 12:15. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honour. Rabble. Order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him, suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Butsy's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? I think Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honour. He heard that gunshot before midnight. So we got to throw out the fact that it was fired 3 times. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Okay, so the gun was fired 3 times. So let's present that. This is my evidence. The murder weapon. Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honour. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realised the truth. So the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order. I guess that would make sense out of yesterday's testimonies. You waste our time again with your empty statements. Yes, the pistol was fired 3 times. But do you have any proof that it was fired before midnight? Do you have proof that the witness didn't just think he heard something? Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Do you have evidence that proves there was a gunshot before midnight? Do you have evidence that Mr. Butts wasn't just hearing things? Yes, the empty lake.
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Mr. Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads 24th of December, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honour, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honour, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Ah. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, there was a gunshot at the time that Larry claimed. Smart. Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. It sure would. However, okay. This leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, then there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Oh, I better think of something quick. Oh, wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with our steel samurai? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya, if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honour. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you've finally realised the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. No, no, no. Wrong. Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. No, 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 no. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 metre. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. We know Edgeworth was on the boat. He's admitted as much. So we can assume that it's one of those. And if Hammond's already dead and in the... So we've got to go Edgeworth and the murderer then. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all of this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... Could it be Lotta Hart? She said a lot of stuff, but I don't know whether I've got a reason to think it's her. What happens if we say I don't know though? Oh, let's do it. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. Oh, the boat guy. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop. That old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on a lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. So, if he was listening to, it's got to have happened sort of here.
Take that!
Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Objection.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. He's driving about on a boat. That night he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honour. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honour. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The caretaker? Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot it twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honour. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly this after hearing the first shot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realise that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honour. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defence has said? Yes. Well, Why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honour, sir? Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Oh, we've let a murderer out. This is bad. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilise all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. It's the yogi guy, isn't it? December 27th, 22, District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Yay, Nick, you did it. Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure. Once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. What's going on? Okay. So we're on day 3 investigation. December 27th to 11 PM, Wright & Co. Law Offices. Oh, she looks sad. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life. Never. Nick? Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? Had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning. Swooning me? Oh, yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. Was it like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on. Saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Okay, let's ask him some questions as soon as he's here. Larry, you really helped out at the trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Huh? But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. But when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. Was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles. And Larry. They saved me, and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial. A class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry? Spring, end of 3rd grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring an envelope with money for lunch from home. I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 still inside. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So they thought you did it? Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I didn't do it. Guilty, you did it. Guilty, it was you. Thief, give the money back is such a meanie. No one play with you. Just admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us. We're not going to play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my eraser. Shouldn't be allowed in the relay race. Give me back my 50 cents. Wow, that just went so fast. Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologise, Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad. I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologise. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. You shouldn't have to apologise. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed, amateurs. Miles. It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologise. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That's why, Your Honour, the boy is innocent. Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Okay. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defence attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defence attorney, just like my father. A famous defence attorney. Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right, I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But what? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. Tried to get in touch with him. I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it though. Let me just move my blanket around. It's getting cold, you guys. It's getting cold. I couldn't just drop it though. Okay. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had become who he had become. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean that's why? That's why you became a defence attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defence attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. In court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Oh, Nick. So is that why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Ah, Nick. We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right, it very well may be. First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. Okay, so how about, what do I have now? Okay, well, I don't know what we actually got rid of. So let's go to the detention centre. See if Edgeworth wants to talk to us. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it? In 3rd grade. Lunch money? Oh, alright, yes. I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. But it probably only mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know that trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney? Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Okay. Hey Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? Couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had not been of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. Oh. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know from courtroom techniques from him. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he is obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent, ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job. To find the suspect guilty perfectly. Excuse me. I got the yawns. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth, if what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right. Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Okay, so... Shall we have a look around? Hey, Gumshoe. Long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, now we know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble then. Lol. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Okay, so can we go? We can go to the public beach. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. I guess Larry's just too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. Let's go check out the boat rental shop. December 27th. That old caretaker got away. Yeah. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Ah, hello. What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, huh? Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grosvenor? This is no time for idle reminiscence. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks, bye. What do you think Mr. Grosberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? Okay, can we go in the shack? Nobody's home. Hello, walk. Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello. Can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick. You probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great. Now the bird's gonna hate me. Okay, so have we got anything? Everything's cold. Ah. What's wrong? Oh, never mind. Go on, tell me. Yes, when I saw the TV, I remembered. They're showing a Pink Princess special this week. Okay. So that's all unhelpful. That fishing pole looks expensive. Okay. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. Ah, but hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. I guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Ah, boring. There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here? How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing. get your revenge on Miss Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is the time to get your revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Pulling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond, he called out Edgeworth. He was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Okay, we've got that in the safe records now. Why didn't that go? Nothing left in the safe. Okay, so he didn't come back after the trial. So let's move to... We can't go back in the woods, which means there's probably not a whole lot to do there. So let's try this. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't gotten back yet. Gumshoe, he won't be coming back today. Oh, really? He said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. The boat shop caretaker. He shouted something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Okay. Can we... maybe ask about this? Edgeworth. See this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge on me. Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. He be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right, but I don't remember that old man. Not at all. So he was following this letter then? Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men. Meaning myself and Robert Hammond. It also says this is your last chance. Last chance. Wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? Yogi? The suspect in the DL6 incident, the one who was found innocent. Let's ask him. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. Okay, little Archie. Lie down. We were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Oh, help, I can't breathe. Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help. Get us out. Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed for the court and Yogi was found innocent. Huh. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. Yeah. Okay, there's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime that you committed. A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. Okay, let's go. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing, in the dark. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help, get us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe. You're using up all my air. What? Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What? What are you? Stop breathing my air. No, father. He's attacking father. Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiff. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away. Get away from my father. And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? The thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Mars Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean it was me? I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe... There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about DL6. Okay, so we need to go to Grosberg then. Let's go and see this guy. December 27th, Grosberg Law Offices. Mr. Grosberg. Ah, hello there, what's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding, I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what happened. It's Mr. Edgeworth. He... We recount the story, I assume. I see. So, Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father. It's only a dream. Only a dream. I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled? Well, also consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Mars Edgeworth. so deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real, as you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired, and the deed was done. No, I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. Okay, let's find out. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defence attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fay. My sister. Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods. And he lost. And died in despair, as it were. I see. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fay. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. Okay. Maybe we should show him the letter. Oh, so this is the letter? It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond. But why kill Robert Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defence attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake, but for his own. Huh? His own sake? He never trusted his clients that long. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his clients found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially, he was ruined. Huh? You'll understand soon enough. Wait. What is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before. A long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Could it be Manfred von Karma? Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma. Wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports. What? But that means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was correct. Manfred von Karma himself. What does this mean then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? Interesting. If it is truly von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. Right, okay, just give me 1 second, guys. Dog requires assistance. Okay, hopefully I'm back for 5. We've had some dinner, haven't we, Arch? And fingers crossed he's going to settle just while I finish off this. I haven't got long to go. Just want to get a little bit done. Okay, so he'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. Oh no. But how could Von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. Yet I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and Von Karma did win, but he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. Okay, what happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma? Von Karma got the guilt verdict he wanted. He won the trial. Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence is the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Oh, well, that's definitely reason for bad blood, I guess, if you're that kind of person. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. A vacation? Yes, an unusual event for the man. It was the first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecution. Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell us he's never been to Europe. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, it was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. Odd. If he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma is going to bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him. Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know? I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. Police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grosbird, thank you. I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. The police materials. Okay, so maybe we need to speak to... No? Let's try going back to the police then, yeah? There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Ah, it's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again. Well, no, I can't just have anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. You can go in as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yes, he just arrived actually. Von Karma's in the records room? Nick, let's hurry. Okay, let's go to the records room then. Let's see what's happening in here. Police records room. Dusty as always. We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma. Okay, so let's examine a few things. One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases, evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick, the file for DL6, it's completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Von Connor, you. How do you know my name? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defence team. Defence team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defence attorneys. They are like books to me, needless things to be crushed. I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Let's ask some questions. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right? A romanticist who still can't shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, always second rate. Mr. Von Commer, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, did you not? Me, a defence against a mere defence attorney? Why? Because it dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record. So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I've had a defence attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt. His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. Just give me 1 second, guys. Hello, sorry. Just had to, sorry, my sister's got a job and it's about an hour away this evening, so she just wanted me to help her just check her tire pressure and oil in her car before she left. Okay, so back to the game. Right. Okay, so you've done your homework so well, then certainly, if you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow. We were right. So Von Karma is going to bring up DL6 in court tomorrow. Okay. One day left, Nick. Yeah, I know. Well, no time to waste. Let's get going. Any ideas? What do you think we should do now, Maya? You would know best, Nick. Just do what you do. That should work. Any ideas? This is all tied to the DL6 incident. We'd better find out as much as we can about that murder before tomorrow. Something that happened back then has a hold on Edgeworth and it won't let go. Okay. Let's just have a little bit of a wander around and see if anything happens. Which doesn't look like it is going to. Okay, there's nothing more to say to him. What about the law offices? No. Huh. Okay, what do we think? What have we got? We've got the file. Okay, Gregory. No clues found on the scene. How was the murder weapon fired twice if it was a drop? It can't have been him. Yeah, and there's a bullet hole in the side of the... Okay, so it definitely wasn't him. Can we present maybe? Maybe we show Karma that letter. He's the one that... Okay, so maybe we show him the letter that's got his writing on it. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. Told him to burn it after he read it. So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter? Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle. What? Nick, what is that thing? Ah, a stun gun. For self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000? Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually. Now, give me the letter. No. No. Whoa, what are you... Nick, run. Maya, out of my way. This guy is evil. So very evil. Ugh, he got us. The letter's gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence. All of it. Back to having no clues. Wait. Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? Is it going to be Mia? Maya? Maya, open your eyes. Maya? The letter, did you take it? Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay? I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now, when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all. Oh, poor girl. Maya? Oh, there has to be some way I can help her. I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya? She's holding something. What's that? A bullet? DL6 evidence. Number 7. Taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. DL6 bullet stashed in pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. Okay, to be continued. So we've got a whole nother court case day to do, which is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this here. I've got to go and put the bins out, which is fun, and then I've got to go and sort the hall out, ready for yoga. Okay, so we're going to save this. We're going to leave this as day 4 trial, and yeah, I will probably be back tomorrow to deal with the rest of this case. This one is taking some time, to be fair. I didn't realise this game was going to take as long as it does. Doesn't help that I keep having to stop for 20 minutes here and there because of the dog and or sister. But never mind, eh? Okay, so let's just go see if there's anyone to raid before we log off. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. For following. All that stuff. I do appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. Okay. Let's see if there's someone we can go raid. We can go raid. Oh, somebody's playing Don't Starve Together. Let's go raid them. Okay. So, as always, thanks so much. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.